The TT Grandstand, Wednesday the 16th of June 1965. A glorious day, and martial music fills the air before the 125cc TT. But now at 10:30 it's warm-up time. So as the record number of 67 competitors start their engines, let's study form for what promises to be a cracking race. For the last 2 years, the 125 TT's been a needle match between Honda and Suzuki, with honours even. But this year, their Japanese Yamaha rivals have entered a team of 3 machines for the first time. And what a team! 250cc world champion Phil Reed, Mike Duff, and brilliant newcomer Bill Ivey on 125-mile-an-hour twins, which sounded very impressive in practice. But fastest in practice were 2 of the new Suzuki two-stroke twins, on which both Ernst Degner and 1963 winner Hugh Anderson unofficially broke Luigi Taveri's 1964 Honda lap record of 93.53. Degner went round at 94.1 and seems very happy with the Suzuki.
It's more powerful and reliable, and I think it's easy to break last year's record in the standing start lap.
What do you think the new lap record will be?
Well, 95, it's easily.
What differences are there in the Suzuki this year?
Well, some timing we changed in the engine, and the exhaust system has changed, and so it brought the power up.
The water cooling, that is new from last year, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit slower from the beginning in the race, but after it's warm enough, then we get a constant power.
And here's the 1965 Suzuki twin during practice. Now you'd think that the 4 Suzuki men, Degner, Peris, Katayama and Anderson, would regard the Honda 4s, which took the first 3 places last year, as their toughest opposition. But Hugh Anderson doesn't.
Well, I don't know really. I think Yamahas are going to be much more difficult to beat than Honda. Honda have had a lot of trouble and they're not very happy with their bikes, but we never know, they may go well here, but I think Yamaha is the one to beat.
Maybe Hugh's right. The Hondas, which dominated the 125 class in 1964, are in real trouble this year and have yet to finish a race. So let's see if last year's winner and world champion, genial little Luigi Taveri from Switzerland, is worried that the Hondas, to be ridden by Ralph Bryans and himself, might be unreliable.
I think the Honda one is always okay, him make easy the 3 laps. Only this year a little more trouble. I think it's carburetor trouble and ignition.
Now, last year you made a new record lap. Do you think if it is a good day tomorrow you can go as quickly or faster?
For me, I don't know. I can go faster or not, but sure, when it's the good day, Suzuki and Yamaha go faster.
Do you think the Honda can beat the Suzuki?
No.
No? Why not?
The speed in the moment is not the same as Suzuki.
And what about the Yamaha? Their first TT tomorrow. Do you think they will do well?
Maybe, but I think for Yamaha it's a little more difficult for finish the race.
Now, what about those Yamahas? They have had trouble in practice, and they all weighed in late last night. That seems ominous, and Phil Reed, who on Monday became the first man to do a 100-mile-an-hour lap on a 250, doesn't sound very optimistic about his 125 ride.
Oh, it's a terrific little machine. You know, it's quite easy to ride after the 250.
How do they go compared with the Hondas and the Suzukis, as far as you're concerned?
It's difficult to tell because I haven't been able to get with the Suzuki or the Honda to compare the speed. But I think they're as fast. I mean, I remember in the Japanese Grand Prix last year, the Suzuki has had a bit more top-end speed, and the Hondas are about the same, if not just a little more. But now Yamahas have improved the 125s, and I think they've got a little bit more power still.
How many laps in succession have you done, Phil, on the 125 here?
Well, there's a sore point there. No, well, we haven't managed to get them to run more than about 1 lap properly yet.
What sort of troubles have you been having? I mean,
just some trouble. bit of calibration trouble. All very technical.
Are you? Does that mean to say you're pessimistic about finishing on Wednesday?
Yes, the thing that worries me is how am I going to get back from the mounting, say, to start in the 350 race?
With 3 makes of Japanese machine filling the practice leaderboard, it seems that Europe stands little chance of a win. In fact, of the 12 makes from 16 countries, the only European bike with even a remote chance of victory is the East German MZ, of which 2 are to be ridden by Derek Woodman and Klaus Enderlein. The remaining makes? Jawa, EMC, Bultaco, Mondial, Tohatsu, BSA, MV and Montesa. But now the warm-up's ending, and the riders are filing out from the paddock to the Glen Crutchery Road to assemble in pairs and start at 10-second intervals. In a few moments, the 1965 125 TT will be on. First away, it's Sid Mizen's Honda Twin, and there goes Taviri's Honda 4 with Avery's EMC. Now Reed's Yamaha and Perez's Suzuki. Woodman's MZ's next. And here's Yoshimi Katayama's Suzuki and Bocek's Jawa. Number 14, Tommy Rob's Bultaco. Less than 3 miles from the start, bang goes Suzuki's hopes for the manufacturer's team prize. For Frank Perez is out at Union Mills with a seized engine. At Kirkmichael, 14 miles out, Taviri's leading on the road. Next, it's number 7, Reed's Yamaha. And now numbers 10 and 11, Woodman's MZ and Katayama's Suzuki. And that means Katayama's gained 10 seconds on Derek. It's Duff and Anderson next, Yamaha and Suzuki. So Anderson's leading the race and Phil Reed by nearly 10 seconds on corrected time. But number 19, Ralph Browns, is late at Kirkmichael, although his Honda 4 sounds all right. Bill Ivy's going magnificently in his first race on the Yamaha, and he's ahead of Browns on time. But now, at the top of the mountain at Brandywell, with a heavy wind blowing, here's Taviri's Honda, still first on the road. Reed goes round next, 9 seconds ahead of Taviri on corrected time. But now here's Katayama, leading Woodman and Duff, Suzuki, MZ and Yamaha. But it's Degner next, so where's Hugh Anderson? He's changing a plug at the Guthrie Memorial, and that's put him right back. Now at Brandywell, it's Bryans on the Honda 4. And here's Enderlein in 9th place, playing tunes on the MZ. Past the grandstand and into his second 37 3/4 mile lap goes Luigi Taveri, still leading on the road, but with Reed right behind him. Katayama's next on the Suzuki. And now the fourth make in the first 4 places on the road. Woodman's MZ, just ahead of Duff's Yamaha. Here's the staggering news that Phil Reed's broken the lap record by nearly 12 seconds from a standing start, with a speed of 94.1, to lead his teammate, Mike Duff, by a mere 2.8 seconds. Duff's only 2.6 seconds ahead of Katayama's Suzuki, and they've both broken the lap record too. An incredible performance by Katayama in his first TT. Taveri's 4th, Degner 5th, and Woodman 6th on his comparatively slow MZ. A great effort. And there goes Bryans into his second lap on the Honda. Less than 12 seconds cover the first 5 men. But on his second lap, Reed, in invincible form, is catching Taveri on the road and increasing his lead over Duff with another record lap at 95.2. What a debut for the Yamaha. Listen to it on Phil's first flying lap at Kirkmichael and at Brandywell, where he's caught Taveri's Honda. But Anderson's even faster than Reed, for Hugh does his second lap at 95.4, though he's still only in 9th place as he screams his Suzuki past the grandstand to start his last lap. Poor Katayama's out of the race at the pits with a split tyre after a magnificent ride. So Taveri's 3rd now, and up to 5th place behind Degner comes Ivy, to put all 3 Yamahas on the leaderboard. Last lap, and at Quarter Bridge, Reed and Taveri are still together, although Phil's 20 seconds ahead of Luigi on corrected time. And here's Woodman, 6th on the MZ. Hugh Anderson's Suzuki's going even faster on his last lap. Kevin Cass from Australia, another first-timer, is the leading private owner in 9th place on his Spanish Bultaco. Here it is at Bagarin. But at Kirkmichael, with all the leaders through on time, Anderson's the man to watch, for he's making a superhuman effort. Here's his Suzuki with Ralph Brown's Honda, which is 6th. in trouble with a slipping clutch and he's off the leaderboard. And here's a sensational flash from Craig Navarre. Under 3 miles from the finish, both Reed and Duff's Yamahas, in first and second places, have gone on to one cylinder with broken piston rings. So is Taveri going to repeat his wins of 1962 and 64? Here's Luigi finishing. If Reed takes over 20 seconds to get here, he's lost the race. Here he is, 11 seconds, 12, 13, 14. Reed's won by 6 seconds with a new race record at 94.3, faster than last year's lap record. But Taveri takes second place from Duff, who's finishing now. And to cap a superb race, Anderson pulverises the lap record again at an incredible 96 miles an hour to snatch 5th place behind Woodman's MZ. And here's Derek finishing. Bryans finishes 6th and Ivy 7th. So Yamaha, with 1st, 3rd and 7th places, win the coveted manufacturer's team prize on their first appearance. 2 days later, it's a very different scene at the grandstand, for weather conditions are thoroughly depressing as the riders in the 50cc TT hurtle down Bray Hill after a start that's been delayed half an hour due to bad visibility. Of the 23 starters, only 6 stand a chance of winning. Luigi Taveri and Ralph Bryans on their 10-speed Honda twins, and the 4 Suzuki riders, Ichino, Ito, Anderson and Degner, who between them have won every 50cc TT that's been held. Bryans, Degner and Anderson have all unofficially broken Anderson's 1964 lap record of 81.1 in practice. But only a minute or so after the start, Bryans turns off the course at Quarterbridge with ignition trouble. Taveri's Honda's going great guns at Ballacrane though. Behind Taveri, the 4 Suzuki men are almost together, furiously operating their 12-speed gearboxes. Here are Anderson and Ito. Then it's Charlie Mates on the first of the Honda singles. Over the mountain goes Taveri, grimly fighting a gale force wind, and he's on his own at Craig Navarre. Then it's Anderson and Ito's Suzukis, still together, but with Ito 20 seconds ahead on time. At the end of lap 1, Ito leads Taveri by 12 seconds at 77.9. Anderson 3rd, Degner 4th, Bryans back in the race after a long delay, a surprising 5th, and Mates a praiseworthy 6th. At Bagaro on lap 2, Taveri's Honda's doing all its 20,000 RPM at well over 100 miles an hour. And Bryans' Honda's going well at Kirkmichael. But on the mountain on lap 2, the leaderboard changes dramatically, for Ito's slowing with plug trouble and Bryans retires at the gooseneck. So at Signpost Corner, Taveri leads. And with the lap 2 leaders, Taveri, Anderson, Ito, who's soon to retire, and Degner already through, Meets is up to 5th place at Signpost on his Honda single. Now onto the flat-out straight past Sulby Church on the last lap, as Taveri's Honda hurtles by, leading the race by more than 45 seconds at over 79 miles an hour. In second place, ahead of his Suzuki teammate Degner, it's Hugh Anderson. Here comes Taveri into Governor's Bridge for the last time to win his first 50cc TT at an average of 79.6, with the fastest last lap at 80.8. It's Luigi's 3rd TT win in 4 years, a superb ride under horrible conditions, and a very well-deserved reward for Honda after 4 years of effort.